everybody, Gecko here and welcome to another video, and today I'm telling you some ideas for some variants because, well, I like telling you guys fun ideas, and it took me like a half an hour to come up with these things, so I hope you guys actually like it. And I am repurposing one of my old deviants because I think it actually seems more like a variant, and now that I know about Elatreon being added, it makes I have an actually reasonable origin story for it. So first off, we have the torrent coral Pooky. If this can load, I will start talking to you guys about my idea for this variant. Okay, please load, game. Please load. Load. And yeah, I feel bad I'm doing this as a live stream, but I have no choice really. So, who cares? Load. Okay, then. This is a little bit of trouble. It's taking a while to load. You know what? I'll start talking about it. So the idea is it's a coral Pooky that has had a run-in with a Namielle, and it's a similar situation to the Shrieking Legiana. It's just taken some of the water abilities. It's just gotten better water. That's all I can say is better water. I have no idea how it will utilize its better water, but all I know is that it'll have more water abilities and better water abilities. So yeah, you saw that? And it'll be even better than that. It'll probably have like some of the water puddles that Namielle has as well. Oh no, darn it, it showed me with my heavy bowgun build. Anyway, the next one is the blinding Itsu. So we have to wait for this one to load again. And yeah, this is going to be a very quick video, so I think I might cram in some subspecies ideas. The problem is I haven't thought those up yet. But yeah, plus this is a quick video, so hopefully it'll be nice and short for you guys. Of course, this one may be longer to explain. So, the idea for this one is a very old and experienced Itsu that has grown smart enough because of the wisdom factor of being old. So he's learned about certain materials that are shiny and therefore reflective. So he therefore stockpiles them in his nest, meaning that at the end of the fight, his flashes can bounce off the walls and cover almost the entire room. As well as the fact that he's learned better how to utilize his toe claw, as he has an instant kill pin move if you don't get up. So yeah, if you get up, you're fine, but if you don't get up, it's an instant kill because he's learned how to use his toe claws, similar to the fangs of a saber-toothed tiger, for killing blows. When he blinds something along the lines of even a Palumu, he'll go up to it, pin it down by the neck, and then stab it right in the throat with his toe claw, and then just rip it open. He can't do it something with a thicker hide like a Legiana, but a Palumu's neck is more made for inflation and less made for defense, which is why it's so weak to hunters. So he just does an insta-kill move with his very large toe claw. And I thought, hey, that sounds pretty reasonable. He just does that killing blow with it because it's a quick way to kill your enemies. So of course, if you don't get up from your pin, he does that to you, which should definitely make you faint. But I don't know how the cat managed to get that wound, to get rid of that wound. Actually, then again, you do end up not getting your body blown to pieces when Seething Basil does its big attack, so, I think that's a fine way to explain it. But finally, the thing I've been waiting to tell you guys, because I just love it so much, because it's so reasonable, is the return of Shadow Jeeva. So, my original thought was it was a Jeeva that survived the hunters, but that makes no sense of how it was suddenly changed so drastically. Then I thought maybe it could just have absorbed Master Rank Elder Dragon energy, but that also doesn't seem reasonable. So, here's the idea. Elatrion. We know that Elatrion is in the same region as Jeeva. So if there was another Xenojeeva born there, and that Xenojeeva collected the bioenergy of the Elatrion, and the hunters have killed, maybe it will grow strong. That is a good explanation for the change to Shadow Jeeva, as this bioenergy would be far more powerful than the bioenergy of the high-ranked Elder Dragons. To flip a Master-rank Black Dragon, what do you expect it to do to a Xenojeeva that absorbs it while still in the chrysalis? And it would very much accelerate the growth so much. And eventually when the Xenojeeva comes out and begins to fully absorb it, it can't really handle this power. This power is too much for it, so all its lights turn off and it dies. But then in a short burst to save itself, absorbs all the rest of the energy in a big burst, which reignites its brightest areas to glow in a red, while the rest of its body is still darkened in a black color. And that would become the Shadow Jeeva. Later on, hunters would go to do the Elatrion quest yet again, but report back with a strange sighting of an Elatrion that had a hole through its face, completely cauterized, with a hole through its face and battle scars as if it had a fierce skirmish. And then the next thing they saw was a black shadow flying above them, and a red beam cutting into the ground, and as they quickly flew away with their wing drakes, to see the silhouette in the sky at night continue to fly by. The only way they could see it was because it was blacker than the sky itself. And that's all that they had reported. So, of course, later on, a quest was posted to find out what the heck this thing was. We flew in to see the skeleton of this Elatrion that had its horn and the entire top half of its skull not even there, as if something had destroyed it. And of course, that was the Shadow Jeeva, who had now fully grown into a black dragon level of power, able to kill the Elatrion in a single beam. The type of beam was thought to be the basic beam, just continuously shot in the same spot. Though the Elatrion, something that the hunters hadn't noticed was one of the back legs that was buried underneath the rest of the body had been shattered to pieces by one of its thin beams that then exploded directly beneath the leg, shattering it. And then while you were there, or searching the Elatrion skeleton, the next thing that you would see when you look up was you just suddenly hear no sound. Then you'd look up a bit, and then you see a red sapphire of the Emperor very close to the ground. You'd hide behind the remains of the skull, it'd explode, the skull would shatter with you still alive, and then you'd see Shadow Safi. But yeah, that's a regular Shadow Jeeva. But yeah, that's just the Xenojeeva cutscene. Sorry, I don't have the Safi Jeeva cutscene to do, because I haven't fought him yet. And I would never want to fight the concept that I'm telling you. But yeah, you'd only find out about... But of course, before you found out about that, you would indeed see the regular Shadow Jeeva. In the Safi Jeeva area, except for without all the... and still with the skin. So yeah, first you would fight this as a regular Shadow Jeeva, but later on, after you fought that, you'd hear that report, you'd go there, and you'd find Shadow Safi, and then you'd fight that thing. And that thing would definitely have an upgrade to the Safi Jeeva weapons. And I think I have an idea. It'll be a slightly... The difference will actually not be that large. So, sure, the fight will be more difficult, but the weapons won't be any stronger because I don't want it to be super OP. So my idea for the weapons is it'll instead swap a bit of the element attack for just raw attack. So you would lose some of the elemental effectiveness, but gain more raw power. So that's all those weapons would be. It'd be kind of like the difference between the Kajar weapons and the Kulturoth weapons. It'd just be a harder version of the fight that rewards a different kind of weapon. Except for this time, it's just less elementally focused, more raw power. Because, of course, I am completely biased to the type of weapon that I use. I don't think that like a longsword or a dual blade would be running around with pure raw damage feet and with a bit of element attack. No, I'm more focusing this towards those types of weapons that don't want elements, like the great sword, or a lot of the hammer builds, like my KO King hammer build. But yeah, that's the entire idea. Is it'll just be a way harder version of the fight because, well, it's absorbed the essence of a black dragon, which killed itself temporarily. It killed itself, but then the very thing that killed it reanimated its corpse the second after, that's like a millisecond after it died. And my idea for what would happen when you fight the original Shadow Jeeva, its cutscene, it's very different from my original idea of it coming down from the sky. My idea is that you would get there just in time to see it coming out of its cocoon as everything around it, like a cocoon and its body, begins to crackle with and as the energy flows into it rapidly, and then eventually you just hear it roar, a blinding flash, and you'd see its corpse lying on the ground, and then you see it crackle with red, open its eyes, and get back up as if nothing even happened, and then you go down there and fight the thing. But of course the problem is that Black Dragon probably also has a lot of this extra powerful energy, so after you killed it, you flew away, and it just got back up again. But then, by the time it had grown up, this stronger energy had run out, which is why then when you come, and then another Elatreon came, it killed the Elatreon, you came back to fight it. And because that's what you had heard. So yeah, that's the entire idea for the Shadow Sappy Jeeva. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And anyway, I just hope you all have enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye! Oh. You guys seriously want this? I'm fine with it. Awesome ideas, outro! Don't forget to leave a like, yeah.